Hi, my name's Jared. My coming out story is kind of over a period of time. I didn't actually come out to everyone at the same time, I guess you could say. The first person I came out to was my brother, and the situation was literally just that, our rooms were side by side in the house, and it was bedtime, and I just yelled it through the wall when nobody else was home, and so that was kind of interesting. He didn't really react at all badly or like surprised. He was just like, "Oh, that's cool." I came out to my mom more or less in the way that I just brought a boyfriend home. So her reaction wasn't totally favorable. Um, there was a bit of an awkward silence for a couple days after that, but everything got back to normal. And a couple years down the road is when we actually first talked about it. So it wasn't really addressed right away, but she's super on board with it now. I think she just had to take some time to kind of think everything through. But she did buy me Ken dolls in the past, so I don't know if that was entirely a surprise or shouldn't have been for her. Otherwise, I came out at school not again in some big fashion as some might have done, but I guess started embracing myself more and dressing a bit more flamboyantly, you could say, and not being concerned about how I speak or who I hang out with or how I look or anything like that. And I think people just kind of caught on. And it was interesting because I was a lot more shy and reserved before coming out or embracing who I was, I guess because I was unsure about who I was. But once I kind of figured that out and was more comfortable being who I was, people actually almost started liking me more, which is kind of interesting. So I really can't say I had any issues coming out. I wasn't bullied, I wasn't picked on or anything like that. I think people were more receptive to me. I think it's probably just because I was more confident in myself, and people were kind of attracted to that confidence and stuff like that. And yeah, I've never really had any issues. Yeah, it was pretty simple, and I think the only issue that I've ever had was with a relative, but like one of my grandma's siblings, just being that they're older and probably, and then they're part like they're religious, so I have part to do with it as well. But they sent a really long letter in the mail, and they sent it in July with my brother's name on it because I don't think that they know the difference between my brother and I, because we're not like, they live in a different province and don't really talk to them very much. They don't know them super well. And my mom and my brother both have birthdays in the same month, so it was my mom's auntie, so my grandma's sister. She sent the birthday card for my mom and then a card addressed to my brother. So I just kind of assumed that it was a birthday card for him at the same time. But it ended up being addressed to me, and the front of the card had a puppy dog on it and said "Thinking of you." And as soon as I read that, I just knew right away what it was going to be because I knew who it was from based on the return address before I even opened the card. And when I opened the card, there was a folded up piece of lined paper, like three of them folded up that fell out, and there was completely filled out front and back. And I didn't even really read it. Just right away, I knew exactly what it was, and I told my mom, and so she read it and she started crying and stuff. It was very dramatic. But I just kind of skim read a little bit, and there was stuff like repent, like underlined and pen and stuff like that. It was pretty crazy, but again, she's not really a part of my life, and we've never really visited her or got to know her very well. So it really hasn't affected me too much. I think it's affected my mom more, just because I think she's had more of a relationship with her aunt than I have. But other than that, yeah, I've had absolutely no issues. My partner, like his whole family, has been really receptive, and everyone else in my family so far has been really receptive. So yeah, overall, it's been a really good experience, and that's my coming out story.